But cool. Well, it always takes several attempts to get DLive sound outputting properly, which is a strange problem, and I guess probably will just require a tweak to the ffmpeg command I'm using. But, now it looks like everything's delayed. I'm just gonna with this and do some code, if that's alright with everybody. Okay. Hold on a minute. So, something that's been true lately is our, sort of the biggest issue we're running into right now with, LivepeerWowza is that the startup time takes forever. In production, it takes, a very long time. Let's go ahead and switch this back to my local API. And make sure our dev workflow is still working great. Deployments LivepeerWowza not found. I probably deleted it. Pause. I was working on the. Let's delete the tester. And I think it's just this. With Kubernetes.yaml, is that what we want? Sure. Oh, it's dev.sh. Wowza. Oh, but did this? Oh no, yeah, I changed the target, so it's just building the server here. Cool. It's a much nicer day here today. Much cooler. Quite getting the smooth 60 FPS out of this because I'm asking, I think because I'm asking the computer to do some other things. Might move my hardware around a little bit so that the streaming computer, yeah, look at that, all the way down to 54.10 FPS. Might move the hardware around a little bit, that the streaming computer has the i7 and the gaming computer has the i5. Might help. Okay. We've got a Wowza server. Let's undock these. I think it'll make sense for our workflow today. Get very S-tier window management with all this, everything we're doing here. So we're going to start by doing something really riveting, which is going to be doing research into the Apache H client. So let's look at what this takes here. I guess we could run the test also. That ridiculous command. But when I just start my dev stream here, uh-oh, is my last stream? Oh, sure. This is /API here. So let's, it's pretty verbose, but let's, here, you become your own tab. Let's actually watch what's happening here. So let's ignore, here, let's do the start filtering logs at FF, deployment, Wowza, oops. Wowza, okay. And then, so let's start filtering everything we don't care about. Like, so the pushing is, for our purposes here, working okay. So let's ignore that. So we're making a ton of, let's look at this, right? So we're making a ton of fetch manifests. Okay, so we first do this and get some retry not found, not found, not found, which is to be expected. It's, the output isn't available. Then as we keep going, not found, not found, we get down to about here, and it just stops. Well, actually, oh, that actually got started really fast. What a terrible example. That one just worked great. Let's run our tester again. / let's remember what ridiculous command we were using to run the tester. My keyboard's not working. My keyboard is doing nothing right now. There we go. It's back. Control-C sure ain't working, though. What on earth? What is happening here? I'm just gonna close this tab. Alright. So get disconnected? Broken pipe. Everything's weird today. What was that command I was using? Do y'all remember that ridiculous command from the other day? It was very long. Well, fundamentally, we were building the Wowza tester. Yeah, this didn't work at all. And it's very hard to do on stream because of the Wowza key. It's very frustrating. Mm-hmm. Because I could run this all locally if it weren't for the key. That's definitely the way to do it. Alright, let's just figure out a way to get this baked in here. Taking my life in my hands here. I'm actually gonna... One moment. There. Cool, just my face for a minute here. I'm gonna, yeah, that's what I can't stream. Get this added as an environment variable. File as environment variable. Docker. Getting a lot of stuff about Docker Compose. And the okay, there we go. And clear out this terminal. And we just have to make sure never to print that file, which I'm sure will never happen. Okay, let's run it once just to make sure here. Okay. I think we're good. This should happen in the other order, though. Okay, we can switch back. No more secrets on the screen. I've hidden them in this Wowza license file that you'll never ever see. Definitely. Wowza license. Neat. Okay. Okay. Just gotta build the container one more time here. And now we can just build and run it. Not a big thing. Just gotta make sure not to push it. Yeah, wowza.log no such file or directory. That's a problem. That's weird. But it still worked, right? Like it still streamed it in. I guess this, before it does the first line, it doesn't write anything. Let's just that. Okay. Great. So we can, this is much easier to run. And now we can just do it on the local computer. And it'll tell us what our startup time is. In theory, 84. So that's pretty slow. Let's look at, so what I want to see is I can curl the broadcast correctly, right? Yeah, but I don't know the UUID until it creates it. We can get it from the status endpoint. 7935. Connection refused. Okay, so on my local broadcaster, I need to expose CLI on the host port, but not something we want to do in production, so let's build that as an option in our chart. Oh yeah, my brief attempt at running a Docker registry yesterday. Idea. Okay. Okay, so what we need here, let's just open up chart. If we take a look at mewtwo.values.yaml and values.yaml, we need to add on the broadcaster. You know, let's just do this with the port forward. I don't need to build it into the chart. What we can do is just keep this running forward. What's the deployment? Port forward deployment. It's a damn set. Port forward Damon set Mew to live peer broadcaster 7935. Okay, and then I can just get at localhost curl localhost 7935 935 status. Cool. So, and now let's, can I watch all of this? No, it's trying to pipe. I didn't care for that. Whatever. Something like this. How do I just... Yeah, so let's... Let's just watch it here. Okay, cool. So, we should be able then to... and let's put this in our package.json file. Yeah, I'm a JavaScript hack, so make files or whatever right out. We just put everything in. I don't care. It's a Java project. We put everything in package.json. I don't care. And let's just prefix, we're not going to push this. In fact, we very much should not push this. No, npm run e2e test. Great. Okay, so what I want to do is just refresh this real fast. It's still not showing up here. I'm trying to think what... There it is. Okay, so there's that. And so here, our startup time should be maximally that, because look, here's stuff. Segments. Wait, how many variants do we have? Yeah, look at that. We've got all of our variants. Everything's good to go. And still we are sitting here spinning our tires. So that merits investigation, to be certain. And I think a lot of it might be because there's just a ton of HTTP requests happening, and let's Google about, so they're all using the same, this thing. Sharing one closable HTTP client as opposed to a non-closable HTTP client, I suppose. Yeah, and we've got our authorization header and everything in there. so, and so the things we can do here, right? One would be to add something to the API that, to the public-facing API, or rather the client-facing API, that can let us know when it's ready, and we could like pull that endpoint or something. But that's basically what we're doing already. No, I don't want to look at the docs for HTTP client. What else implements this interface? Yeah, all HTTP. So Apache HTTP client, multiple. Let's just start with, is Apache thread safe? Fully thread used with a thread safe connection manager. All right. Multi-threaded HTTP connection manager. What's its default connection manager? Please note that each respective thread of execution must have a local instance of HTTP method. That's fine, that's fine. I can have a clear HTTP state and or host configuration. Yeah. Nope, that's not HTTP client 4. Pooling connection manager. Also strongly read this thread in their form. Let's go. Limit connections per host, which is set to 2 by default. You can set all of this for logging. Okay. That sounds like a lot. Okay, that could definitely be it. Let's see. Let's just try. Oh. Wait, new default HTTP client. New thread safe client connection manager. But that that we're hitting the maximum number of connections per domain makes a ton of sense to me. Makes a ton of sense to me. How am I doing? How am I initializing this right now? HTTP clients.create default. Oh. Okay, so presumably this doesn't need anything, right? Custom set connection manager. All right, cool. So that's 10 and using 50 worker threads. Let's look up thread safe client con manager. There we go. Manages a pool. Pooled on a per route basis. Yeah. Hello, Dr. Dillon. Go ahead. absolutely can. That is part of what I'm doing here. Is this all deprecated? Pooling, HTTP client manager. Yeah, okay. Yeah, go for it, Dr. Dillon. There are all those commands, some of them seem so useless. Is that true? For example, the tr command. There's a lot of... So if you're referring to like ls user bin, yeah, this is where tr lives. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. The history of that is coming out of like Unix stuff where when they would add new commands to them, they would make a command that just did one thing and one thing only, and then like use a bunch of the commands in sequence or like pipe a bunch of them together to produce what they wanted. But tr is useful. I'm not like super familiar with a lot of them. I'm not like a super command line Linux guru guy. But that's how you turn stuff from uppercase to lowercase, right? Uppercase, lowercase. Yeah, here we go. tr upper lower. So, for example, here's some commands that I use a lot. UUID gen makes a UUID, just a universal ID that we use for a lot of stuff. But in Livepeer, we use all our UUIDs in lowercase. So how do I make this lowercase? Well, let's use it then. UUID, and then I pipe it to, oops, didn't mean to copy that. Do UUID gen pipe tr, yeah, so translate from upper to lower, and there we go. So there's a, I wouldn't say that it would be a good use of time if you're like new into programming to like go learn all of these. I don't even know what tr, I guess, like translate. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it stands for, but I will if I Google something like how do I make something from upper to lowercase on the command line. I'll often get like a Stack Overflow snippet with something like this. So that's when I would run into it a lot. So yeah, stuff like that comes up, but it's not like at all worth, I don't know what this syntax is, but for school. Yeah. I mean, if someone told you to like go memorize a list of Linux commands, then I like disagree with the priorities there, I guess. I don't know what any of this stuff is. Like, you're right. I mean, they're commands and they're all potentially useful. The fifth command on what? Someone gave you like a list of commands. Yeah. I mean, maybe somebody finds it super duper useful. I'm pretty sure used tr exclusively for turning things from lower to uppercase and vice versa. Whenever that happens to come up sometimes. Yeah, no problem. I would say I didn't like learn this stuff by memorizing lists of commands or anything like that. It's just like you'll find yourself needing to do something and you can do more and more on the command line. What am I working on? Best explanation of what I'm working on is at livepeer.org/primer. So I work with these folks called Livepeer. We work on decentralized video transcoding technology, turning, like when you see on Twitch, that you can look at something in 1080p or 720p, or if you're on a bad cell connection, you can look at it at a really low resolution. Technology for doing that in a decentralized livepeer.org/primer. Specifically, what I'm working on is a plugin for Wowza Media Server that lets me that will let users of Wowza Media Server offload their transcoding to the Livepeer network. That's the really, really short answer. Pooling HTTP client connection manager. I feel cautiously optimistic that this will solve the problem. Just find an example of somebody setting this up. Okay, but like, how do I mean, I know I can make one, but oh, my chat widget crashed again. What a fun time that we all have with this chat widget that exists all the time. There we go. So the work I do is existing concepts, but I have to specify it for a certain platform. Yeah, Livepeer's a thing that exists. You can transcode video with it. I am currently making it easy for Wowza Media Engine users to make use of the Livepeer network. So yeah, that's exactly right. Both. So this work is adding a plugin to existing software to work with other software that, like programs that didn't exist yet until we made them. I didn't invent Livepeer, but that's like a team effort. I came on to an existing team that had some stuff, and then I guess the biggest thing I probably invented in that context so far would be the Livepeer video API, which is what this plugin is making use of. So I would say both is the answer to that question. 2 for host and 20 for open connections. Yeah, we need way more than that, and this is probably the problem. Set. All right, so let's start by making this. And then configure it, set. Okay, set max total, set max per route. This is tough because we could have lots and lots of concurrent stuff per route. Let's set this to like a really high value, and if that causes different problems, we can back it off. So let's say, what's a maximum for this? So every stream that comes in, for every rendition, I don't know, 100. And like, to set fault max per route, I mean, it's all to the same route, so I think it's got to be 100. I don't know. Let's try that. Just that one little tweak. Did that fix our problem completely forever? I guess actually... npm run e2e test. Let's see if this changed anything meaningful. Okay, so what would be nice to see here is if we keep getting these not found errors. So far so good, not found, not found, not found, not found, not found. Bunch of on-stream creates. No, yeah, we're still exhausting something. It looks like that did anything, actually. It's like about the same number of... So I should probably enable some debugging stuff into the Apache client itself. I just saw that. HTTP client connection manager. Is that what I was just using? Yeah. Example has 10 threads. So I don't want to create threads manually. Is there a set default socket config? There is. $86, exactly the same. This is Redbone. This is awesome. 5-second timeout. I think I was actually running into trouble with 5-second timeout earlier, but I don't know. Let's see if this changes anything, I guess. Should like look at the number of requests that come in and see if there's still not found. Anything change here? Not found, not found. Here's my last not found. 5 to 6. Then we hit fetch manifest, and then it does. Well, look at that. It actually gets the block there. Hang on, let's... Yeah, I'll wait for it to actually get up here, but... It actually recognizes what it's supposed to do and goes to grab the block, but then can't? Or something? Doesn't? There we go. $86, okay. Let's do the test.log, add this to gitignore. Okay. So now I'm gonna get all the logs of the next. So default headers. Trying to look. We've got the timeouts defined here. These are getting us into trouble. Am I doing anything weird on fetch? Because we get to the first fetch block. You just call execute there. Let's put some tracing in here. Right here. F. Okay, yeah, let's open up logs here. So do get a successful so we get not found, not found, not found, not found, not found, not found. Then we actually get to let's run another test with that change while I'm inspecting here. Oh, give me that. So we actually get a fetch block here, and it's at the right URL. And we actually have all three of them succeeding here. Get 1.ts. And then what? And then Cupertino Connect. Yeah, we want to filter out all this stuff. Well, and then what happens? It just stops. Right, and then we got a fetch block down here for 2. Hold the phone. This is actually working. But it isn't until we get down here. And when do we get is stuck? Manifest updates are stuck, but I'm actually not getting this now. Okay. That's not in this log at all. So maybe my change actually did fix something, even though it didn't improve the start time. No, we never got stuck there. And literally, okay, let's, how do I stash just my changes here? Git stash source. Yeah, cool. So, okay, now run it again without those changes. So this was an improvement. It didn't actually improve the startup time whatsoever. It's like it can't, it's like it's waiting for the second segment to come back. But even then, I feel like the second segment's available way before. Okay, so it was pulling down. Working theory here is that the previous problem involved it was connected, it was pulling down chunks, and because it was pulling chunks, that was saturating the number of concurrent connections we could have to the server. Yeah, was that a stuck? Dang it. I didn't get anything. Nothing's stuck. It's exactly the same behavior. It changed nothing. Dang. That's very frustrating. How would that... It seems it mattered. $86. And no stuck. Well, I mean, I could tell it's packetizer to... Yeah, it's grep for fed blocking that. And I bet we're not getting a single duplicate here. Uh-huh. Yeah, these are all... unique and exactly what they should be. Well, and there's the source coming back faster. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we start getting transcoded renditions, and it doesn't. Well, we shouldn't get this far. Like, the moment it starts serving out these things, our script should kick in. Like, how the heck far do we get prior to the smil file happening? Well, I guess it's gotta... I guess it is waiting until... $160, so it's not until down here. Smil timer invoked. It's only happening twice. I use the bathroom. Cool. So on stream create BBB live here. No, that's not something we care about. Something we'd contemplated doing is doing a fully out of band, pulling the file down into a buffer. I don't know. Do I want to just try? I kind of just want to try reducing the chunk size. How do I do that? Push publish HTTP Cupertino. This dot set. Adaptive group name, adaptive streaming destination, entry name. I want to get the packetizer. Get live stream packetizer name? Yeah, I bet you this is like super configurable. Get chunk duration target given a packetizer. Create output stream given. So somebody else is doing the packetization. Get chunk duration. Yeah, we can get the name, we can get a lock over the packetizer. You don't seem to know very much about your packetizer. I push publish HTTP output builder is an interface I inherit. Okay. Can I set your packetizer? Reset new packetizer. Okay, so I could make a packetizer and then... Yeah, stream, live packetizer, live stream packetizer item. I'll bet it's configurable through props or something. Get chunk duration target. Yeah, I mean that's what we're about. You can control chunk size. Configure HLS chunk. Cupertino chunk duration target. So there's like an application level property for it. This is like across the board for everything in the application. Well, whatever. I mean, that's fine. We can try that. And then we can see if we can do it programmatically. Oh, let's get stash. I do think I want these changes, even if... Like, let's boost up the max connection count somewhat. And where does it? Let's do a regular dev and then set that manually. Live properties, Cupertino, chunk duration target 1000. Okay. That do anything for us? Where did I put it? There it is. Is it up already? Okay, let's go ahead and see if we can set that programmatically. I don't really want to create a new one. For now, let's just override the, I bet I can just auto LivepeerWowza on app start. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's do that. That sounds great. Okay, close out of you. Close out of, yeah, you're fine. So if it has to get a second chunk before learning anything about the bitrate or anything, there's certainly more happening. Okay, that's a lot better. That's an enormous amount better. Startup time 23. Neat. Very cool. Awesome and swell. Let's try it with the production API. Yeah. failure. Oh, wait. Picked a different broadcaster. Unable to find valid certification path to requested target. Oh, yeah? That's strange. Unless... No, yeah, it's SSL cert. It's still totally fine. Till October 14th. I like broke the... SSL handshake exception. Kicks building failed. Unable to find request certification path, request a target. I did this problem already. LivepeerWowza API. This is still socket. This is still context and gets resources. Certs. The difference here is that I installed root CA certs. Let's try doing it without this. Without any of this stuff. I'm wondering if the connection manager socket fig SSL socket factory. I wonder if these are, do you have? No, this is like all non-SSL stuff. Let's try it like that. That's super strange though. I have no idea why I would do that. LivepeerWowza/API. Wait. Gotta do that. I already fixed this problem. Very frustrating. Isn't this a problem I ran into already? Where did this problem come from? This was supposed to fix this. Let's get rid of the pooling connection manager, because that's the only thing I changed. Okay. Now I changed to nothing. Just snow. Now what? What? Do I have a bunch of Docker stuff running or something? Docker crashed. Oh yeah, Docker crashed. Docker PS. Wow. Docker. Restart, please. Yeah. Go ahead and wait for that to work. Okay. Let's try this again. If this doesn't work, I have no idea. Yeah, that seems to have worked. Success, 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 success. Okay. Bunch of success. Glad to hear it. Ooh, 25 seconds. That's down from about 180. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. Chunk size. Who knew? Okay. Let's test like the end-to-end latency of this now. So give me regular dev.shwowza. This computer is totally not by doing this streaming, which is weird because the video card's doing all the heavy lifting. Okay. Okay, this is getting meta. Let's boot up OBS, stream into this Wowza server. Hey, it's me from a different angle. Oh, I look way nerdier from... I think the green screen looks really good until you see that it's just a green sheet stapled on my wall. Let's go. Whoop. Nah, we won't actually be a dead on here, so let's do this. And refresh cache here. Alright, cool. So there's our timer. We want, it's important that it be 1080p output, but we want very X264 ultra fast. Yeah, this computer won't even break a sweat. Stream to 10 9 168 100 colon 1935 /live / Eli. Okay. Disconnected. Reconnecting in 10 seconds. What? Oh, it's 1937. 1935 is broadcaster. Cool. Streaming into Wowza. Now, gonna be some things. Failed. Not found. Woke up, picked a new broadcaster. Okay. What the problem is. Let's see if it gets booted up at all here. Still result failure on the pushes. Still fetch manifest not resulting in 404. So it's like a different problem. It's not the root cause of what I was doing. Okay, now we're getting some successes. Okay, that took a bit longer to boot up, but it looks like we're there now. Let's take a look at the SMIL file. Yeah. Oh, /live. All right. Okay. And we've got a bunch buffered here. Let's jump way forward. Yeah. So if I click over there, what's my glass to glass latency here? Still just a ton. Like the startup got better, but There we go. Let's switch to a lower one. Joke's on you. That's way less likely to be here. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of working. I think that we're too aggressive in some of our timeouts. such that yeah, so every time this happens, we're switching broadcasters. And we shouldn't need to, basically, ever. And we're not handling it terribly elegantly when we do have to. Let's try this with a local, same workflow, but forget the hosted API for a moment. Let's try this again with the local API. I guess I still don't trust uploads Comcast internet that badly, you know? So, no run dev. So media 1, chunk ID 1, sent, success. Yeah, still running into those fetch manifests without 404s. Okay, so this actually, I just got the, this is a different case. I'm gonna get, this is gonna be the stuck thread case. I'm almost positive. Nope, no stuck thread. It just took a long time to boot up. This particular... Let's look at the smell output. Okay, so that... Okay, so these are longer segments. Yeah, keyframe enable auto. Okay. Well, I need to handle this case well, but... I mean... It's understandable why this went down. Wait, didn't I still see better results with this? Maybe. Set to 2 now. Two. What? Okay. Yeah, that works great. So when we're going to the hosted API, we're getting a lot of failures to upload. What's that about? Okay, I mean that's better glass-to-glass latency than I have been seeing for sure, for sure. Yeah, it seems reasonably consistent too. We're having more problems with the longer segment sizes. It makes me think that we're interrupting uploads in the middle of yeah, this is definitely better. Which one rendition am I looking at? Let's look at 144. Uh-oh, buffering here. Anything bad happen here? Any failures or one? Yeah. What I really need is some sort of benchmarking report. Like if environment variable is on, failure. Doesn't help that the player's not probably retrying terribly effectively here. So am I missing? I must be missing a chunk here. 137, 138, 139, and I... Oh, I should increase the max chunk list. I miss one entirely here. I need this to report a lot more about what's happening. So it said for low, this should be. Set the super. So this should be 12, and this should be 100, and this should be 12. All right, well, let's set all those. Maybe that'll help. I just recommended anybody. 2 M's. Recommended. Neat. I should get rid of some of my debuggy logging in here. There we go. So let's start by taking a look at these playlists. Do they have more chunks? They sure do. And let's look at the littlest version here. Then let's get it playing in the other one. Let's watch the specific chunk list even. Okay. Search doesn't really make sense as the text on that button now that I'm thinking about it. Okay. Looks like smoothly. Looks smooth on the left. Looks pretty smooth on the right too, honestly. Aside from the playback looks smooth, the timer doesn't, but I think that's probably... Are you complaining? Yeah, I'm getting frame drops and stuff there. But okay, this seems kind of good. So we have the most problems on ones with higher GOP size. Yeah, it seems like the longer playlist and maybe the greater buffer. Definite improvement here. I'll tell you what didn't cause any improvement whatsoever was the connection pooling thing, which actually broke everything. But I am really concerned about that. I do want to take a look because it should be... I think we're going to need to... I think we're more than... Unless we're doing HTTP 2 or something, we're going to want to have more connections. Yeah. My webcam froze? No, I was sitting very still. Okay, well that looks pretty solid. Let's go back to the hosted API. Or a laptop. This look any good? I guess let's use that hardware. And there's a hardware video encoder in here. Neat. Now what? Hosted API. Well, let's try this with the hardware encoded input first and make sure everything is showing up reasonably well. Yeah, that. Just saw your message. Doesn't transcode till viewers. I think it doesn't transcode until you're an affiliate or a partner, actually, which I can't do with my current setup. Let me fix my Discord chat window here. There we are. Yeah, it doesn't I think it doesn't transcode until you sign up affiliate program. What I should set up is a Livepeer transcoded output. Oh, hey, yeah. Yeah, I should have guessed from your name. Yeah, no. Here, let me send you. I'll message you a live URL. Should be able to watch there. Just need my UUID. If everything's working well. Right. I'm looking to see if we've got live peer output of this stuff. Yeah, there we go. 144. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. This seems to look reasonable. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I haven't figured out. We gotta hook up like a CDN to the production stuff because I wouldn't want to send out that link I sent you to too many people because, yeah, that could lead to problems. If like we would saturate the bandwidth on a broadcaster if we were actually hosting this out to people, but internally it works pretty good. Yeah, I like that all the services live here and probably the YouTube. I'm on YouTube right now. I think they'll do transcoding for free too. But yeah, this is looking good. Let's try it on the hosted API again. And where am I running this? There we are. See. Okay, so stream this in. And now we should hit the actually. Did we get a failure right away there? No. Just failures in the playing. Wow, that worked really well. Did we get any... woke up. Nope, not yet. I'll watch it there, but... This is on the production API. Let's check here. Yeah, here it is. This is 77C ending in 77C. Yep. Cool. Seems to work better. Well, now it's working great. I guess I should be happy about that. It's, what up, Dave Robot? The trouble with writing your own chat integrations is that you can't really test them without... I guess I could make test versions of all the channels, but I just end up spamming my own chat a lot to test stuff. Something interesting now that I've been doing this for a few weeks is that my spread on platforms is like really even. Like despite the relative popularity of all of them, so I would say I get about the same number of people from DLive and Mixer at least. Nobody from YouTube, just zero discoverability whatsoever there, I suppose. And people will watch my Periscope stream, but there's no chat integration for that. True that. That's what we're up to today, actually. Testing stuff, testing that we can transcode on the LivePeer API effectively, and for the moment, it appears we very can. So let's go back to, we run into problems with long segment sizes or long GOP sizes. So, okay, this is working pretty well. Let's do, before we commit here, well... So... where we start to run into problems is if I go here and I say 10-second keyframe interval, please. Let's see what happens there. I bet there are problems. Oh yeah. Oh, we actually got to wake up on the previous stream. Was this for this one though? Sure was. Wait, how do I tell? Which UID is being spammed all over the logs here, I guess is the answer to that question. 3CB. Yeah, so we're immediately churning broadcasters as soon as we do this. So we're actually... the broadcaster migration works kind of okay, but we're actually... we're doing it at the drop of a hat, and we shouldn't be. Long GOP sizes. So what I think is happening here is we just must have a timeout that's way too aggressive for this guy. Connection timeout, read timeout. 5 seconds. So that's let's refresh our memory as to request config. Yeah, I Google this. I saw a good explanation of this. Sock timeout, connect timeout, and connection request timeout. Yeah. Connection timeout is timeout until connection with server is established. Connection request time is used when requesting a connection from the connection manager. So this is the spot that I thought would be fixed with the pooling, or improved with the pooling, because this is like, yeah, if we're doing longer uploads, then those threads are, if we only can only have a maximum of 2 connections, then those threads are going to be occupied. Yeah, look at all this. This is no good. So this is the issue, an issue. Let's actually, okay, let's try this. Connection timeout, 30 seconds, 30, and I do still want to see if we can increase the number of concurrent connections to the server, but let's roll with this for now. 30 seconds. When requesting like a connect, like I don't know exactly what it is. It's like kind of like requesting a thread from a thread pool, I guess. And get this going again. Still failed. And then I woke up. Yep. Failure. Or woke up. Does that work? Eh. Yeah. Result failure. So, I mean, for fun, is it just this stuff? Here, 30 seconds on all these. You got all the timeout in the world. Is your behavior better then? No failures yet. Not a single failure. Okay, so do I have a segment length here? It'd be cool to make the segment length to make the timeout like a multiple length or something, right? Like wait for 3 times as long as the duration of the segment. Media segment, yeah, I bet I do. Is this just indented for them? I need to run an automated formatter on all these Java files. Ridiculous. Yeah, okay, chunk. I think I tried to get, I think there is a chunk info.get. Get calc duration. Get duration. Okay. Oh, pluses are important. Yeah, because did we get a single failure here? No, not one. Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'm killing a variety of birds with a variety of stones here. I'm not sure how many stones and how many birds it is exactly, and probably better science would say I should change less things at once, but it seems like it's working pretty. Let's see if I can get this duration information. That would be a big help. Okay. Get duration seems to work fine. Okay, cool. So socket timeout, connect timeout, and connect request timeout. We need to find out which one of these is causing the issue. used when requesting a connection from the connection manager. Until connection is established. It's got to be socket timeout. Timeout waiting for data, or... Yeah. Because connect timeout until a connection is established, that isn't based on the chunk length at all. So let's do this. Connection timeout. So connect timeout. Connection time. Yeah, both of these can still be timeout. I don't know. Chunk info get duration 3. Int in builder cannot be applied too long. Well, I suppose if I ever have a chunk segment longer than an integer, several billion milliseconds, then we're going to run into a problem there, but I think that's going to be just fine. Oh, Java. Anything fancy I'm supposed to do there? Math to int exact. Okay. Cool. Let's see if that does it. No failures yet. Okay. Yeah, let's get rid of that return 200. Okay, but looks pretty good. How's the output look? It'll be high latency. What's the difference between these? Yes. Yeah, it takes like... So yeah, the latency is the glass-to-glass latency there is ridiculous because of the segment size, but I mean, yeah, this works way worse with the super long segment size, but it's not breaking anymore, so that rules. Okay. This I like. It's all happening on hosted API too, which is a testament to my new upstream bandwidth, if nothing else. Fun. Okay, let's two fixes in this commit. One is neat. Okay. Now I do want to get this connection pool thing tweaked at least a little. I do think that we will run into problems with only making 2 connections to download video and stuff. But this broke SSL somehow. I wonder, is it as simple as this? Just do I need to set this first? Nah, because it wouldn't do this. It's not going to change anything until we hit build. Let's get rid of that. So SSL connection socket factory. Socket config. Yeah. Socket. Okay. And maybe, so this is 100. Let's go from 2 to 10 here with 100 total. Head registry is the parameter of the constructor of. Okay. This is all wild, but okay. I've never even seen this syntax in Java. What is this? Registered developer dot connection second factor create. So this is a generic function. Whatever. This goes here. All right, let's try that out. I don't think that was a problem, but let's give ourselves some headroom. Okay, this needs to work at all. Which it is. It would be really nice for any pulling until after the first push happens, but this is going okay. Cool. We output yet? Nah. 10-second chunk time, and it takes a very long time to come up. This is a little suspiciously long. Nope, I'm just impatient. There we go. We get any failures? Nope. All right. Yeah, we do keep... Yeah, but like nothing in like the inner Livepeer transcoding loop seems to be going fine. No, we're not hosting the fastest video I've ever seen, but that's okay. Yeah, this is working pretty good. All right. Cool. Well, I'm going to release that. And that's my stream today. Coming up in the near future, Sunday, I'm going to be streaming a classic with Clayton, and that's going to be fun. In the meantime, have a nice night, everybody.